What if I told you there was another wheel company inside the room right now with us standing here today? Yep, that's right, we're talking about Heritage, the infamous KOKORO. You know how it is. Heritage was started in 2017-ish as a solution to a problem. Back in the day, we used to sell a lot of JDM wheels, like a lot of them, like more than anybody in the entire US. This was a problem. A lot of people had newer cars who wanted classic wheel styles, but it wasn't feasible due to sizing, brake clearance, or other incompatibilities. And so Heritage Wheel was born. Picture this, it's 2018, you have VA STI, and you want Blitz 03s. But guess what? Those 03s were made in 1997, and your brakes were made 20 years later. You've got a choice. Run a giant spacer and hope things just work, or you pick an entirely different wheel. That sucks. You don't want to do that. This is the problem that Heritage solved. We sought to create styles that were reminiscent of classic wheel styles that we thought were cool from the 90s, but would work on modern day cars. This, of course, is where the brand's motto, timeless design, comes from. We launched Heritage, and well, frankly, it wasn't an instant hit. Sure, we were selling wheels, but the brand didn't have a ton of direction. We didn't really know where we were going until two pivotal moments. That I will tell you right after I hit you with our YouTube plug. How else are we going to keep making these, guys? Come on. If you're enjoying the video so far, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and of course hit that like button, and tell us what brand we should do next. There's still tons of them out there. And if you have any Heritage wheels or any wheels ever on your car, be sure to upload them to our vehicle gallery and share it with others and help them dial in that perfect fitment. All right, so what started to take Heritage in the right direction? Well, first and foremost, Heritage started as a forged three-piece brand, and only a forged three-piece brand. Contrary to what many of y'all think, three-piece wheel brands don't make a ton of money. I don't see my Lambo. I don't know what's going on. Unless your brand starts with an F and ends with an Orgiato and is Forgiato, other than that, the real money is in mass market distribution via cast wheels. Gotta pay the light bill somehow, guys. Think about it. But Heritage had a unique approach, and that thing that made them successful, well, more like two things. But the first was involvement in motorsports. Being big fans of JDM brands like Work, Weds, SSRs, and etc., we knew how much they owed much of their own success to their passionate involvement in motorsports. And we sought to do the same with the motorsport we're most passionate about. Take a wild guess, I'll just tell you it's drifting. Heritage Wheel partnered up with multiple Formula Drift Pro 1 teams each year, most notably Ryan Littrell, who has a few signature models with us, including the Bushido 3-spoke, which has quickly become one of our most requested wheels. Soon to be out, hopefully, guys. We're so close. Heritage also worked with Kazuya Taguchi behind the wheel of the Jerry Yang Racing R35 GTR on the Hokkaido 3-piece wheels, and Forrest Wang running the Suzuka wheels on his S15, as well as many Pro 2, or as it's known now as Pro Spec drivers. And guess what? It paid off big time. Heritage as a brand is now well known in the drift community, as well as by the people who just enjoy watching drifting. The classic styling combined with the modern sizing options made it feasible to run these wheels on Formula Drift cars, even with these odd sizing and massive brakes that they have to run. This also proved that Heritage wheels were right up there with the big guys in terms of quality, as the wheels have survived many impacts on tracks and kept going. Insert the Ryan Littrell interview.
About 80 miles an hour and went straight into the wall.
Where he crashed into a wall going 80 miles an hour. It happened, guys, and the wheel's fine. So, if drifting was the first step in the explosion of Heritage as a brand, what was the second? Well, you probably guessed the second one right. Back in early 2020, right before we all wound up locked in our houses for months for a reason we still can't say on YouTube, a little wheel dropped, just a little one. Originally just a concept that we drew up on some cool K-car wheels, Heritage released, you guessed it, the KOKORO. Right behind me. The wheel was released right around Valentine's Day in 2020 and was an instant hit. First coming in a 3-piece forged variant, then later in a cast monoblock as the expansion to Heritage's growing cast wheel lineup. The KOKORO brought a breath of fresh air to sport compact wheel market and informed Heritage future design language. Next from Heritage came the SAKURA, a logical extension of the success of the KOKORO wheel but in different format, harkening back to the designs like the Hayashi SAKURA with a modern flair, and in a concave 5-spoke design instead of the lipped Hayashi wheel. The SAKURA was Heritage's next entry into their MonoC line of wheels, and while not quite achieving the level of ubiquity as the KOKORO did, and always will, still became a popular wheel in its own right. Check out Nismo, they used our wheels on their concept design, whatever. Now that I mentioned MonoC here, it's important we explain what that is, as wheels become more and more expensive with the rising cost of aluminum and increased popularity of customizing your car. As manufacturers invested in flow forming, semi-forging, forged wheels, high-end finishes, and etc., we noticed that the cost of all wheels were rising faster and faster, keeping enthusiasts who wanted wheels from getting them. When we first got into the industry, a nice set of entry-level wheels was around $800 to $1,000. Now, from most brands, it's going to run you well over $1,300. That's where the MonoC line comes into play. Heritage chose to stick with regular cast wheels for their entry-level product. If you want a forged wheel, there's a machine shop about 100 yards that way in our main warehouse where we make you one. Yes, fully 6061 T6 aluminum made right here in the US of A. Otherwise, no need for semi-forged, flow-formed, or any of that nonsense. These are traditional cast wheels made to keep them affordable for new enthusiasts who want a way to customize their car without breaking the bank. My pockets are empty right now. The MonoC line starts at about $1,000 and, with a few exceptions for chrome or custom bolt patterns, doesn't go up much from there. Our goal has always been to make cool wheels that we like and make them accessible to everybody. So, you might ask, what's next for Heritage? Well, at the time of recording this video, we've got 19 and 20-inch Ebisus coming out, which were a huge hit for us. A few new sizes of our off-road only KOKORO OR for Jeeps and trucks, some new 17-inch KOKOROs, and of course, the often requested Heritage wheel Bushido MonoC 3 spokes are finally touching down. Yes, you can finally stop your comments, but don't stop them because we like to see them. 2024 is a huge year for Heritage, and if you're looking for a Heritage wheels or any wheels, you know where to get them. threepiece.us, of course. Click the link down below, shop Heritage wheels, and if you have a set, be sure to upload them to our gallery to show them off. We're all about big flexers here, so you can be one too. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.